Good afternoon. Right now we have started the US session. As you can notice, I keep my microphone a little bit farther from my face in order to not breathe in it and not producing a lot of noise. But it seems that sounds a little bit low, so I will try to enhance it a little bit. What do you think about now? Is it better? Doesn't matter too much. I do not get paid for this. It is my hobby. It is how I deal with my spare time. So, as you can see, my account dropped. Uh, the initial amount that I put into my market maker was $321, and right now we almost $2 above it. And it means that I'm in profit still, but it was unpleasant to lose all the profit because yesterday I have made $20 around that, and I've lost it. We will talk a little bit later about it. Yeah, here it is, American session, but I think the volatility today is a little bit lower than yesterday. I hope this time I will make some money and not lose it. So, to be honest, I'm looking at the market and I indeed do not think that it is the best time to put my limit orders. Maybe if we trade some stocks or gold. The market has dropped. Ah, yeah, I have my Telegram push-ups about opening positions. To keep my word, let's try to put some limit orders. Here for about $10 at least. $10 there, $10 there. We are selling. And here we are buying. It will be the start of my manual market making journey. I think it would be pretty fun. So, yeah, I wanted to talk with you about how to deal with losses, as I experienced a lot of them through various reasons. And recently, this night, I encountered it, fear of it, once again. it really messes with my sleep, and I do not have the best sleep, to be honest. But to be transparent about my emotions, I do not know what is harder to see your profits being gone or just losing money. Because when you lose money, or maybe just me, I do think that it will get better. I do not lose hope. But when your profits are gone, you may encounter this strange feel of hopelessness because you do not know if you will be able to make money or not. Is it possible or not for you? And in general, it is possible, but you do not know. Do you have enough capabilities of it? Did you do enough work in order to generate an edge? Maybe it is just not for you and not for your resources that you have, not for your capabilities. And my process and my way to deal with my emotions that are negative is mostly to acknowledge the fear that I'm having and try to learn what caused it and what will I do next. Emotions are reactions to stimulus from the outside world, but for you they are not telling what happened to you. They do, but not as much as they are trying to tell you what to do next. You are trying to react. You are not trying to just, acknowledge what happened to you and be okay with it. That is why you have emotions, to react, to predict future and best course of action that you might take. So, if you know that your emotions are in some way a predictor of the future of yours, no, I think I should move this limiter order right here. If you know that your emotions are something that is trying to predict the future of yours and the best course of actions, we can think about this way. I lost the thread. So yeah, first step, acknowledgement. I do fear that whatever I'm feared of will happen. Or I fear that whatever happened to me will happen again. And I want to know if it will happen or what can I do with it. And when you do live in the world that is full of unpredictability, chances, stochasticity, like market. But the world itself pretty stochastic. So yeah, uh, you should acknowledge and accept that fact that whatever you are feared of can happen. And I can lose my money when I see that my position is turning red. It can close, and sooner or later it will close by limit stop loss or market stop loss, which is far worse. And what next? What next? What if I lose money? I fear that I will lose money. What if I accept it? What if I will think that I already do not have that money? What will I do next? What are my options? For example, we have $300 on my account. In Belarus, it is a lot of money. 1000 рублей. И I have decided, and I'm being consecutive with my decisions, that I am putting this money in order to feed my bot, my market maker. So yeah, it is my decision to also carry responsibility of possibility of this money going into zero. Not exactly into zero, because I have my daily stop losses, and probably I will not allow myself to lose more than half of my account. But you got the idea. It is my decision. I know and I acknowledge that I have risks in the endeavor that I'm doing right now. And it is not foolproof thing. It is all about chances. So I need to be ready to take all the variants that could occur. So what are my options? I could trust the process and allow myself to take hits and detach myself from the results. I can try to improve my board, or I can accept this fact that maybe I'm not built for market making, trading, or etc., and just find another way to make money. What will I do with it? So I do have risks that I will not be able to make enough money that I want to make. I also can make money, probably. It is possible. I know that I do not have better options rather than doing this one thing that I concentrate all my attention for on and on. So what keeps me sleeping at night? Accepting losses before they came, before they come. Accepting losses. And how do you accept them? You think what you will do next. Yeah, I've lost the money. And what? What next? What will I do next? What will I do with it? I can just endure it and wait. Just one option. But the hardest part about it is the attachment of yourself from your imaginary results. Imaginary piles of gold you pictured to yourself. You should detach yourself from it. Helping. Because you cannot rely on it. It is not there. At least right now. It is all about chances, even if they are 90%. And is it so important to emotionally prepare yourself to piles of gold? Is it so important to think what will you do when you have X amount of money? Or maybe it is better to work on your plan. What if all of this goes wrong? And thinking that everything can go wrong and preparing for it isn't defeat, but it is diversification, preparation, and defense. So if you are emotionally accepting that you lose money, if you are thinking about backup plan, how you will get a job or take a loan or sell your other belongings or borrow from your relatives and friends, whatever you decided to do. It doesn't mean that it has happened to you, but you just prepared. That's it. You're just more prepared to more ways in which life can go wrong. And it is good. It is good investment of your mental energy and focus and attention. So as you can see, I move my limit orders in this way in which I'm trying to catch an impulse move. and get a little reversion on it. So yeah, accepting a possibility of defeat isn't defeat at all, but is a defense that allows you to not be defeated in the future. And it is what helps in dealing with losses. And what if you have lost and you have not been prepared for it? You acknowledge it. You bury your hopes for the better future. And probably you should ask yourself, how did I get into this situation? What can I do in order for this to not happen to me anymore? And you do that. And you think, okay, I've closed this window of opportunity or whatever it is. Maybe it is just a trauma, it is not an opportunity. Maybe you lost someone and not money. So yeah, you bury your dreams, you not trying to trade with yourself and think about if you've done something different, it would change the results. You know something right now that you didn't know earlier, and you didn't know it earlier, so you can change something now. How bad is it? But you can change it. So the problem is that most of the time when you try to eliminate some things from your life, for example, you like to gamble and maybe you play roulette or poker and you lose all of your money. What can you do with it? You can just stop playing in casinos and it will solve the issue. You will not be losing money from this source. It is all about source. It is not about general idea and solving general ideas. But the other problem is that you probably have some sort of desire that you have tried to resolve through this mean, and you weren't able to resolve it through this mean, or maybe partially, but with these consequences. And if you just eliminate something from your life, you will not be able to resolve your issue. Is it good? No. It is pretty bad. What if you need to resolve this issue? Probably you need to walk around it. So what can you possibly want from for example, playing in casino? Money, or maybe experience, or maybe you are trying to, I don't know, meet someone. You should in this identify what is a mean, what is a need that you are solving, and try to not eliminate something from your life, but walk around it. For example, if you play roulette to just have fun, but you lose a lot of money, maybe you should put less, but you still will get fun. Or maybe you should play in the simulator, in some sort of simulator of the roulette. If it what makes you experience fun, and if you are trying to meet someone, maybe you should just download Tinder or Hinge or other dating app and not try to meet someone in casino and lose your money. However, dating is a lot about losing money, but dating is a little bit more productive than a casino. And if you want to make money, maybe you will try to not be a player in a roulette, but a dealer. Or maybe you will try to find some wheel that has a little bit edge on it, this balance of the table, but probably it will not have. Or maybe you will try to learn how to play poker, but you will not hope that you, without skills, any of it, you will make money right away, and you just learn through as cheap means as possible until you can prove to yourself that you have an edge. So yeah, when something has happened to you, probably the best way to deal with it is to identify what is your need, and then how you can walk around the current situation to resolve this need. Or maybe if just something that really bad happened to you, you just can limit it. And if you can't, probably it means that you are tied up with your needs in this situation, and you need to find other way to resolve it. Even if someone cut off your arm, you can buy a prosthesis. It is a way to resolve it. And maybe you will try to stop people when they are trying to cut off your arm. And when I lose money on my boat, I could stop it before it lost some amount of money. Or I can just keep it up with my decision and try to diversificate, and I could try to find another solution to resolving my needs in money. For example, a job, or maybe other way of making money, maybe business, music stocks. trying to market make manually gives me some sort of understanding of how my bot is working. Nobody is watching me right now. Maybe I should watch myself. Can you see it? That's me. Okay. So yeah, if I have decided that I will trust my bot, but I still fear this chance of this thing to not work out, maybe I just could plan some backups and it would be sufficient. I, in theory, could enhance my bot, but I do not have an idea how would I. So if I cannot do the one thing that I'm most focused on more effective, and I uh, met my ceiling, met my Pareto front, maybe I just could diversificate. So yeah, another lesson in life that I have learned is that it is always more effective to do only one thing and one thing at all. But you can meet your ceiling and if you do, you can start doing another thing that is closely related to the thing you are doing right now and maxed out this new thing until you hit the ceiling another time. And maybe these two things that are working together will provide you with the opportunity to push through this ceiling and push further. Or maybe you just could start third thing and do it better. We have opened a position. Okay, let's talk about other things. One of my thoughts is I do not need a Telegram channel because I can write my thoughts down in the descriptions of every translation that I have, and my trades are all documented on these translations and videos that we get from them. So maybe I do not need to work on Telegram channel because it is more effective to focus on only one thing and one only, which is YouTube. YouTube is the second most viewed, searched website after Google. So as a discovery platform, as a content platform, it is probably the best. If you want to be discovered by search engine or maybe an algorithm. And I think that Facebook is dying as it experiences waves of AIs that imitate humans. Who needs to, make ads for AIs? But maybe when everything will be agentic, maybe you will be able to convince some AI to pay you money. Maybe it is a way to, exploit current corporate system of these American AIs. Just create a voice and convince AI to pay you. It is highly illegal, so it is not an advice. But what if, AI does not produce a lot of value compared to the resources it consumes? If we are talking about Western AIs, I think that Chinese models are economically valuable because they are cheap. But economic value is about input versus output. And output is objectively good, but we have too much of an input. Too much of the resources are consumed by these AIs. So the good idea would be to exploit it because too much money is concentrated. Too much money are concentrated probably, yeah. In this AI company, AI bubble. It is socialist thing to do to exploit AIs. Hehe. And haha. Probably it should have been a short position because we have trend upwards, but it hits resistance, and after the second try we cannot break the ceiling, but we have support here. But we broke this resistance. The problem is that this is a pretty weak support. Who knows? Looks rangy, and range is something that we try for. I have spoken too much, therefore my voice hurts. Okay, maybe it is the time for me to just watch it all in silence. But yeah, trading is pretty boring. Gamification of it is a bad idea, because games usually do provide dopamine burst because of their design. Games are for you to have your dopamine bursts, and trading, just work business, they aren't. You will not get rewards along the way. It is not part of the process. Maybe you can get reward if you are effective and provide economic value. But recently I have thought about AIs and AI companies and this AI bubble, and I've thought that not everything that has economic value will bring you money, and not everything that has economic value remains without it. Sometimes it is just about who holds the money. And right now it is AI, maybe corrupt governments. But you know, exploitation tends sooner or later. You cannot exploit something forever. For example, the main principle about trading by market orders is that your main way to make money is just exploiting some patterns and inefficiencies of the market. But the problem is, when you exploit them enough, they become effective and efficient, and exploits just disappear because of your contribution to exploiting it. Every time probably some scammer calls the grandma and trying to convince her to give him all the money she have, someone will try to fix it and work on cybersecurity. Every time anything is hacked, it will get fixed. So yeah, we have loopholes around the world. We are getting exploited, but it will end. Hopefully in our lifetime. It would be nice. And if we are talking about how to deal with losses, probably the conclusion is you are dealing with something that might happen to you or just happened. And either way, you should eliminate the cause of your fear by doing things that prevent this stuff from occurring. And you need to find another means to resolve your needs, even if everything works out, because it's just a safety net and it's just diversification. And preparing for defeat isn't a defeat at all. It is my conclusion of how to deal with losses. If your position is in loss and you are trying to get some sleep, just accept that you will lose money. You might not lose it, but you should accept it. It will help you to sleep well. Or if you find your risks unacceptable, maybe you should change something, close a position in this little bit more acceptable loss, or just try to make money another way. I'm glad that I am in profit on my bot, on my market maker. But still, it hurts. It is a part of the process. The harder thing about the bot is the attachment from results. When I need it, you know. When I need it. So here's a way I can lower my expectations from my bot. Or I can resolve them through other means. Yeah, streaming every day is pretty hard, and probably I should start using some background noises and music. But first of all, I need to, publish it on YouTube. It is already on Bandcamp, but Bandcamp isn't really convenient. YouTube is much more convenient, and it is just a good discovery platform, while others aren't. As you can see, volumes are shrinking. I suppose it means that we will not have any impulse moves. And it is good, we do not need impulses. Except upward ones. Doesn't look good to me. When the audiobook is weak, you might expect trends, and beats are weak. Well, asks are better. Hmm. Someone started to buy everything out by market orders. We all are market, but you know the price. So yeah, order book can be weak, which means that market orders can slice through it easily, or it may be weak because someone is actively buying all the liquidity or selling all the liquidity from the order book. Yeah. I do not know when I will stream the next time, and I think it doesn't matter because I just make the videos. I just make the videos. I want to sleep really bad. These are genuinely weaker than asks. You know, the more volume an asset has and the tighter order book, the more auto-correlation it has of profits. So it's much more easier to predict. And when we trade some banks, USDT bank, we put ourselves in the situation where the price is less predictable, so we will have less edge either way. And I don't know if it can be compensated by the fact that it has more volatility, so it means that we have to put less money in order to achieve the same result, liquidation of the account. I mean, if we have a lot of volatility, we need to put less money to achieve the same price movement, which means that we will pay less in commissions. Which means that we can use tighter spreads, but because of the nature of the market, if you are losing, if you are using pretty low time frames, autocorrelation of profits drops in predictability of the price. So yeah, you pay less in commissions, but the asset is less predictable and more random. And if you are using low time frames, it is even less predictable, even more random. And random isn't good because it doesn't mean that it will, behave and move in a range and you will just use mean reversion. There will not be any ranges, supports, resistances. I think it is large misconception that price can go up and down. It can go nowhere. Time goes and price can still stand still, which is not good either. Seems we will close in profit. Please. I even will allow myself to stream a little bit more, even I am tired. Yeah, we have closed in profit. Thank you so much. Everything beyond that we will close by market. So we have only Bitcoin. We made 10 cents from one stream. Yoo-hoo! It is cool. That doesn't, isn't it? And here, probably it will go upwards, and I will make, what, $6? Probably, yeah. I will end my stream on this note because bot trades 24/7 and I do not. And my word is spoken. Have a good one and thank you for being with me. Probably tomorrow I will allow myself to have a day off. I will wait for 30 minutes. For the whole hour. Yeah. Goodbye.